How's it going, guys? Yomtosh here, back with another video, and this has been my jailbreak device for the past few months now, and it served me well. It's done jailbreak well. The Apple A9 processor is really good. It was a big step up from the A8, and I'm glad that this had the A9 processor, or I'm pretty sure jailbreak could have been a lot slower than it was on this phone. And yeah, this phone is really no slouch. It can still go head to head, at least close enough to the new devices nowadays. And I'm going to be updating this to iOS 12 today, but I want to use the opportunity to do a performance test from iOS 11 to iOS 12. I don't currently have this jailbroken. I do know that those tests are actually going to be a bit slower when it's jailbroken, as the whole interface is actually slower because I have quite a bit of tweaks. But yeah, I'll just show you my battery health area in iOS. As you can see, my battery is running a bit low and I do have peak performance capability. And I'm just going to show you what iOS version I'm running. So I actually happen to be running the beta version of iOS 11. So yeah, there it is, iOS 11 beta and iOS 11.3. I could have stayed on my 11.1.2, but 11.3 was what I wanted to show you guys after 11.1.2 had been out for a while. And we're just going to run some benchmark tests right now. So CPU test, and we'll just let that run. And so fast forward to the end of the test. These are the scores for iOS 11 on the iPhone SE running the Apple A9 processor, and we can just do a quick comparison to what the average SE is supposed to be. So 2382 and we've got 2553, and for the multi-core a few 100 points higher than the average, which is typically what you get. And I just wanted to point out that I usually don't have any of my apps closed in the background, and I'm very sure this doesn't impact performance, but I'm just going to clarify today so that you guys know that when you have stuff open in the background, it really does not impact the performance of whatever benchmark test or even like regular day-to-day activities. And yeah, this is going to take a while because I really do not close anything. Okay, now that everything is closed out, now I'm just going to redo the test and we're just going to compare with the previous results. So fast forward again to another completed test and we have the scores, and I believe they're a bit higher, but not by much, to be honest. I'm just going to check the history, and yeah, okay, it's not higher in the single core benchmark, and it's also not higher in the multi-core. So there you have it. Living apps open really doesn't do anything because iOS already manages the RAM efficiently, so you have no need to worry about that. It's the same for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. I currently have it in airplane mode right now, but my Wi-Fi is connected. And as you can see, it really does not affect the performance, especially for benchmarks. And I believe it doesn't also affect even like during day-to-day activities. So you do not have to close your apps, people. Anyways, I just want to say it's been great having iOS 11 with all its bugs. And it was a pretty good OS to be fair. I mean, it did bring another jailbreak for us. Hopefully we get jailbreak on iOS 12, which I have running on my iPhone 7 here, and which I will get on this in just a few more minutes in this video. So I have the IPSW file downloaded already, and I'll be back in iOS 12. And can I get a drum roll, please? We're in iOS 12.0.1. And I'm just going to go through this setup pretty quickly, and we're going to try out the Geekbench test again. So setup is complete and I'm just going to open Geekbench again. I have let the phone sit for a little bit while I was doing all the stuff I needed to do. And so it should be warm enough, or rather cool enough, so it doesn't have to throttle during the test. And we're just going to run the test again. But before I do that, I just realized I wouldn't have the history here because I set it up as a new iPhone. But I do have the values on the recording. So we'll just go ahead with the third test now on iOS 12.0.1. Okay, so this is the third time I'm doing this test, and I'll let you know why I'm doing it for the third time in just a bit. But yeah, these are the scores on iOS 12.0.1. I don't think there's so much higher, maybe like 50 to 100. I believe this is like maybe 100 or just under 100. And this is not too much higher. But one thing I must say that even just like moving through the OS right here, it feels really good and it feels really fluid. And in the coming days, I want to use this as my daily driver. I want to see how it actually feels to use it on a daily basis. So I'm going to get back to you guys on that. And I also have something coming up really soon on this guy right here. And it's pretty cool stuff. What's in here is pretty cool stuff. And I hope you noticed that the light changed as well. My other light died. And I'm just going to let you know why I had to do this test another time. But before I do that, I'll just show you the history of the test I did. There we go. So explanation time now. Okay, so the test has just come in. And as you can see, the scores are slightly low. And this is expected because I just kind of rushed into the test. I'm pretty sure it went into throttling. So I'm just going to wait till it actually cools down properly and try it again. So that's about it for this video. I hope you were informed on iOS 11, iOS 12 on the iPhone SE. And as always, I'm going to stay on the lowest firmware as possible so I can get into a potential jailbreak for iOS 12. And yeah, that's been it from me, Yomtosh here, signing out.